What is happening, Campervan crew? So today I want to talk to you about money. Now obviously all these things that we do with the campervan come down to money at the end of the day. So today I wanted to talk to you about working with a budget and how to keep your costs lower and ways that you can save money from the mistakes that I've made. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share everything, like every single money saving idea that I've learned just by doing my campervan conversion. And trust me, you can save hundreds. So let's get started. Now obviously the first one is the base vehicle you choose to convert into a campervan. There are so many options out there now, like from loads of different models to all the different makes and all the different possibilities. I've seen cars being converted, I've seen vans, I've seen buses, horse boxes, you name it. Any vehicle on the road right now can be converted to a campervan, except for a motorbike, because you'd need a tent. But this is, I think this is going to be the first obstacle in your way. You need to sort of choose what sort of budget you're playing with. I'd say for a rough guide, if you aim to put £2,500 to £3,000 on the side, that is really rough, don't worry, we're going to go through it later, as your conversion cost, and then build everything else around that in regards to how much money you have left over for the van and to get it all up to running condition if it needs like that sort of work. But if you play to that, I think you'll be in for a right treat, and like with a healthy budget like £2,500 to £3,000, you can convert your van like to such a nice spec as well. So next subject, tools. That is all you need, honestly. I feel I could convert a whole van into a campervan with just these two power tools, a drill and a jigsaw. Yeah, I know I'm a Bosch lover, so we'll just get past that section now, but I've never had a problem with my Bosch tools. I highly rate them, and you can get them for a really good price, especially on Amazon. You can get both of these for under £100, and that will do 95% of all the work you're going to do to the campervan. I also obviously have a little blade kit, and that has wooden and metal blades. And then with this I got a drill kit which has these very nice metal drill bits, and I just use those for both wood and metal. I also have this little tool drill bit kit for my drill, which does literally everything else, and it's fan-bloody-tastic. Now you can buy your tools from like Amazon or anything like that, but also check out, you know, your usual tool places like Screwfix, Toolstation. I don't know what tool places you also get abroad. They might have some deals going on, you know, summer deals or like a Christmas deal. Always check it out, because they sometimes do combos and you can knock both of them out in one go and get a really good deal. Now I do understand I obviously didn't do my campervan conversion with just those two tools, so I'm sort of preaching something that I didn't really do myself. But really, like with just those two power tools and a couple of extra hand tools, you can get everything done. I'd also look at adding sandpaper. So up here I just keep three different rolls. I've got some 180, 120 and 80 grit. The lower the number, the more abrasive it is. That and a sanding block and you're good to go. But obviously I do have a power sander, and funnily enough it actually did break, so I've mainly been using a sanding block and sandpaper. Oh, and definitely look at getting yourself a sawhorse. These things are so flipping useful. Or even just building one. I mean, like out here, I just built that out of a part of a railway sleeper and an old random metal frame I had lying about, so that worked really well. Which takes me on to my next step, materials. Right, so firstly, sheet materials to cover large areas and panel up your van. I'd say there's two good options here. You can either use OSB or plywood. OSB is typically around 60% the price of plywood. So where I bought this for 15 quid as a large sheet, this was £25. So plywood is more expensive, but it is more aesthetically pleasing, whereas OSB is cheaper but does have less of a moisture resistance and is a tiny bit heavier. So it's really up to you. Maybe you could use the OSB for hidden subframes of structures and use the plywood for panelling and making it look beautiful. It's up to you. Another great way to cover up your van is to panel it with cladding. This is a really popular choice, obviously, and I think what you could do is get away with using really thin cladding, and this could actually be a really nice cheap alternative, but it is quite a nice way to panel out your van, and it is becoming quite a popular option. So like in most vans, you end up having lots of tricky curves anyway, and a really good way to fill those areas is with this sort of stretchy campervan style carpet. I absolutely love this stuff. It's really easy to work with. It's very satisfying as well because it fills really nice areas like this very tricky curve here, and also it's very insulating in regards like it's like this compared to the actual temperature of the metal itself. There's a big difference there. So carpet's a really great option as well. Another option is obviously vinyl as well, but vinyl is very tricky to fit well into the van, especially around curves and everything. It doesn't have a very good flex to it. The only issue with these two materials are that they are quite expensive. If you're going to cover the whole inside of your van, you are probably going to end up spending quite a bit of money, compared to if you're going to panel it or clad it with wood. If you want to save even more money on the wood that's going into your van, there are a few options you can go by. Check out either Gumtree or eBay. People are usually getting rid of wood. It's second hand, but it's recycled and it's usually good quality wood. You just have to sort of keep an ate out and make sure it's, check it out before you buy it. A really good tip hack is to go to charity shops. They're always selling stuff at ridiculously cheap prices. And if you get like a bed frame or something, there are so many slats of pine that could do so much in your camper van. Or you can just repurpose any bit of furniture to go in your van. So charity shops are an absolute must to check out if you're on a budget. You can even go as far as looking at the different fabrics from clothing to make cool curtains for your van as well. Now onto a subject where you can save quite a lot of money. The electrical side of things. Now I spent roughly around £1,000 in the end, and that's because I bought a kit and then I realised I didn't need the voltage sensing relay from it, so I bought a DC to DC charger and I also got a solar panel stuff. So here is my guide on how to save money with your electrical stuff. Firstly, the battery. This is quite an expensive part. I've got a 220 amp hour battery and it came in the kit, and it was good to go. That's absolutely great. Now there are so many different battery options out there and you could probably end up saving a bit of money. I've seen a 220 amp hour battery that's sealed, 2 years warranty, maintenance free, and it's going for about £150. That's a very good deal. I don't know what the quality of the battery is like though, so at the end of the day it's all about how much you're willing to pay. Now the kit I bought from Rain Automotive, originally they're designed for most campers, but if you have a van that has a smart alternator, their kit doesn't really work for that. So I originally bought it with a voltage sensing relay, and then I was told that wouldn't work with my battery, and it doesn't. So I needed to get a DC to DC charger. Mine cost me £200. I've just been online and I can see you can find one for around £130. That's a saving of 70 quid straight away. One thing that I found really useful from Rain Automotive was the control panel and all the fusing kit and all the wiring, because that's something I really just don't want to have to deal with. It came all done, ready to go. You just plug and play and there's instructions to do it. That was really, really useful and worth every penny. I'm not going to lie about that. That was worth every penny. If you're good with your electronics, then this is great because you can save yourself even more money there. But really the main places I think you can save money are the battery and the charger, like the DC to DC charger. It's also dependent on what you want out of your electrical kit as well, whether you want it to be able to hook up to mains outside, whether you even want a solar panel, whether you want it to even hook up to your van battery so it charges while you're driving, or whether you even want an inverter so you can have 240 mains. There are so many different options and you can keep chopping and changing and getting the best out of it that you want. Another way to save money is with your kitchen area. Now I obviously got this whole unit, and this is one sleek built-in lovely unit that cost me about £230, and that came with the tap as well. I reckon you could get that price from £230 down to about £70 to £80 just by doing a bit of research online. It wouldn't be one unit like this, but instead I've seen online you could buy like a stainless steel sink with all the tubes and everything for about £30 to £40. It's just a square sink, nice and basic, and sometimes it can even include the tap depending on what deal or package you get online. And then for the cooking side of things, you could get yourself a portable hob cooker that just has those gas cylinders you clip in, and that could either be just rested on top or built in a little bit so it looks a bit sleeker. But that means that you could have a whole working kitchen for like kitchen top area like this for a third of the price, if not more, like maybe even a quarter of the price. One other way to save money but also keep you comfortable all year round is to just reduce the amount of windows in the van. I bought 4 and I would definitely look at halving those, or you could even have the same amount but smaller windows. There's nothing to say that you have to have the sort of standardized ones that I got, but yeah, if you just had half those, you're obviously saving a couple £100. That's straight away your money saving again, and also it will be better insulated all year round and keep you warmer in winter and cooler in summer. Well, there you go guys, that's my video on how to save money doing your campervan conversion. It won't be long now before we actually head off to Europe to do a trip around Europe, which is going to be really exciting. I will look at trying to release our route next week, or maybe this week on Thursday. So I will catch you guys later on in the week.